and then attend an acting school. So my first exposure to adult acting when I was not a kid, because as a child I did act, that was near Chicago.
Ok, bueno, dijo que gracias por preguntar y que, bueno, él estaba viviendo en Chicago, en Iowa. Ahí fue cuando tuvo sus primeros acercamientos en la actuación. Y ya después, bueno, perdí esa parte, perdón, ya más grande, más adulto, fue cuando ya empezó a tomar clases más en forma.
From there, I moved to New York City, and my acting coach encouraged me that I should pick out a school that suits my personality, because in New York City you have all kinds of schools and they all have different techniques they teach. So my first acting school was Atlantic Acting School, which is in Midtown Manhattan.
Ok, que de ahí se mudó a Nueva York y fue pues su maestro, su coach de actuación que lo animó a buscar una escuela de actuación que realmente coincidiera con su personalidad, porque en Nueva York hay muchas escuelas con diferentes técnicas de actuación. Entonces ahí fue que estuvo en la escuela Atlantic.
Atlantic.
Y pues así empezó. Thanks, Frank.
So I was in 2.5 year program, which was a conservatory. And after first semester, I thought that the training in first semester was enough for me. And I would say different people are different, because I did not want to train as a stage actor for off-Broadway, because it was a stage school. So after first semester, I was in this confusion, what else I need to become a better actor for TV and film. So I left that school after first semester.
Bueno, dijo que entró a esta escuela, la Atlantic Theater School. Es una escuela muy famosa, por cierto. Dijo que después de estudiar el primer semestre, se dio cuenta que esta escuela estaba como más enfocada a teatro, y pues él como que no estaba muy interesado en eso, que él quería enfocarse más en televisión, en cine. Así que después del primer semestre, él dejó la escuela. Okay, go ahead.
So since then I went to NYU. I studied at their Meisner studio. Then I went to New York Film Academy. I did their 8-week program. Then I came back to NYU, New York University, and I did their filmmaking program. And I also hired private acting teachers who were teaching at different universities, like Fordham University in New York. And I was still not satisfied, so I went to London to study at Guildhall School of Music and Drama.
Ok, entonces después de que dejó esa escuela, se inscribió a la escuela de Nueva York, pero ya especializada para hacer cine, y también tomó unas clases con maestros privados que daban clases en otras universidades de actuación, pero también de ahí se fue a Londres a estudiar también actuación.
So then I came back and I realized that no school is perfect. The perfection lies within you. So whatever you learn, if you utilize all that learning and create your own toolbox or training, whatever works for you, to give your best performance on camera for TV, film, and stage, that's the best training.
Bueno, dice que él descubrió que no hay escuela perfecta, que la perfección realmente vive en nosotros, y que vas a agarrar experiencia pues justamente trabajando, ¿no? Haciendo trabajando en cine o televisión, haciendo cortometrajes, pero sí, trabajando. Okay.
So in 2019, so this was a 4-year journey, which to me became its own self a master's program of acting and filmmaking, where I researched, I learned a lot, heard a lot of interviews of big actors from Marvel or big budget films. And then I was able to understand, it took me a lot of time, the difference between TV or television acting versus film acting versus Broadway. And I think now, in all humility, I don't think I know a lot, but whatever I know a little bit, I can tell a difference between a stage actor, film actor, and a TV actor, or I can direct, because I am producing a TV show right now, and I'm also producing a feature film. So the acting is so different, or the style is so different, that it took me 4 years to understand the basics. So that's my journey as an actor, or in training, what you asked for.
Le tomó 4 años darse cuenta que la actuación es diferente en el cine, la televisión y en el escenario. Y previo a eso también había comentado bueno, como lo dijo Michelle, pues la actuación es diferente en todo esto. Entonces, él ahora que dirige y está dirigiendo un programa en televisión y una película, y sabe ya pues diferenciar con toda humildad lo poco o lo mucho que sabe de actuación, pero en los diferentes estilos que se pueden manejar en televisión, cine y teatro.
That was your question, right? Okay.
Yeah, does anyone has ¿alguien tiene otra pregunta? Hola. ¿Alguien quiere preguntar algo?
I have one question.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
Franklin, so, bueno, le quiero preguntar primero cuándo empezó a dirigir exactamente, ¿no? Y cuál fue, por qué, la razón. So, when did you start to write and direct? What was the specific reason that you moved from acting to directing?
Right. In the United States, the commercial film industry or television is it's very small industry. If you see, whenever you watch a movie or a TV show, you will always see it's either Warner Brothers, Paramount, Fox. It's like TV channels, news channels. News channels are not a lot. Two major, CNN and Fox, and few minors like ABC and CNBC. Television and film is the same way. The big production companies are really a few, and in order for you to work for them, you have to be really lucky, or you have to know people. So securing a role that you think you can do, or your acting teachers think you can do, is very difficult for you to get in a commercial Hollywood industry. And you can keep trying all your life, or nowadays you have a lot of resources. You can learn, equip yourself, and make content and then show around you. For example, if you have 10 friends, or if you're on Facebook or Instagram, you have 1,000 friends, they will tell you, you ask them, they will probably tell you, not all of them, 10% will tell you this role suits you, this story works for you, this is your type, this is not your type. And I think that's a better approach to start working, rather than waiting for the commercial industry to see you. And that was the reason I began auditioning right away when I moved to New York City. I used to go to auditions. Let's say if I go to 100 auditions, 2 of them will probably call me back. And then they will want me to say, think, act what they think is appropriate. And I struggled because a lot of them were not well trained. They, in my opinion, they knew and they had an idea of a scene or a story. And I thought it's a wastage of time, because I am not learning anything. I am not becoming a better actor. I believe if you act, doesn't matter, it's an acting school. Even if you're in acting school, even if you're in acting class, you are still acting. And that should help you to become a better actor. And if you don't become a better actor, you don't learn in a film, in a TV, in a scene, I think you should not do that. And that was the reason I began producing first. I hired, I gave this job to somebody else to direct my short film. I gave a job to somebody else to write it. And then 4 years, I saw how things are done. After 4 years, it was a learning thing. I did not direct to write. After 4 years, I was confident that, okay, I learned a lot. Now I should give it a try. So that's the way I did it.
Bueno, dice que en los Estados Unidos el cine comercial realmente es como muy pequeño. Realmente no hay muchas compañías en Estados Unidos, ¿no? Ahí, bueno, está Warner, Fox, y lo mismo pasa para el cine en televisión. Está la NBC, ABC, o sea, realmente hay muy pocas compañías. Entonces, la posibilidad de trabajar en esas compañías es muy difícil. Necesitas conocer a alguien o tener así un recomendado. Entonces, dice que, bueno, también él, bueno, incluso él después empezó a hacer, en cuanto llegó a Nueva York, empezó a hacer audiciones. Y sí, se quedaba en varias audiciones, pero se empezó a dar cuenta que estas personas tenían algunos problemas, como que él veía que no tenían suficiente experiencia. Entonces, fue cuando él empezó, bueno, en esos 4 años que estuvo haciendo eso, empezó a agarrar experiencia y decidió hacer sus propias producciones. Se sintió bastante seguro y también dice que, bueno, ok, cuando no estás obteniendo, no puedes entrar a esas empresas grandes, puedes hacer tus propias producciones, tu propio contenido, y lo puedes mostrar a tu grupo cercano, como tus amigos, y ellos ya te pueden decir, ok, este personaje sí va contigo, esta historia no, o sea, te pueden dar buenos consejos. Entonces, bueno, así después de estos 4 años fue como él decidió moverse más a la parte de la dirección y crear sus propios contenidos. Yeah, okay.
Nada más para anexar, también dice que es importante que no importa que estés actuando en tu clase de actuación o estés actuando para un comercial o para cualquier cosa, lo importante es que no dejes de actuar, sigas actuando porque eso te va a llevar a ser mejor actor y a seguir aprendiendo.
I have another question, Franklin.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have plans to make a premiere of one of your productions or future projects in Mexico?
Actually, I would love to, because I would love to, because I have really enjoyed Mexican culture, whatever I saw a little bit. In Atlantic School, one of my best friends was from Mexico City, but I haven't been there. I never traveled to Mexico so far, and I would love to. There's one movie, actually, Michael knows, it's not ready yet, that got delayed because of COVID. But there's another movie we are filming, which hopefully will be ready by Christmas. And there's a TV show which is coming on Amazon Prime. We are filming these days, in that's also going to come by Christmas. But yeah, I would love to do that, and love to talk more and then share how we filmed it, the whole experience.
Amazing, you have our support.
Oh, great. Yeah, I appreciate it. That's really great.
Y bueno, pues que le encantaría venir a México a trabajar, que ahorita tiene 2 proyectos, uno que está haciendo con Amazon, pero otro que ya tenía previo y que van a salir más o menos por diciembre. Y que pues bueno, los veremos, pero que sí, por supuesto, le encantaría venir a México. Chicos, ¿quién tiene una pregunta? Julie, go.
Yeah, I have a question. Hi, Franklin. Thanks for being here. So
Hey,
talking
Julie,
about this,
yes.
talking about coming to Mexico, I'd like to know Have you ever worked in other cities or countries, and how was it like?
Have I ever worked in cities, did you say?
Have you ever worked in other cities or countries, and how was it like if you have?
I have only done some modeling in Bangkok, Thailand, right? Some of that will be on my website when you see the modeling section. Uh, I have not actually worked in terms of filming and production in any country or city, because even in the US, Los Angeles or Hollywood, which used to be which is actually Florida, which used to be considered the main industry, has moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And I think this is my understanding coming from Chicago and New York. No matter what city you go to, US is a very casual culture, but when it comes to movies, the culture becomes very formal. It's a very hierarchical. And I don't know why, but that culture remains the same whenever I talk to, because I have, for example, in the TV show, yesterday we were filming an episode and the actress came from Georgia, Atlanta. It's the same. The mindset is the same. It's very structured. It's very non-friendly. You'll be blessed if you find people who are friendly. And I think the same I saw in Bangkok, because the photographer was from Spain, and the vibe is the same. And I don't know, it might be different in Mexico, but in London, in London, I have done a play actually. It's a little bit friendlier, but again, not very friendly when it comes to film and TV and stage. It's almost the same. Does
Julie,
that answer
traduce,
your question, Yuli?
Julie, traduce tu pregunta y tu respuesta.
Sorry?
Does that answer your question? That you wanted to know on
Yes.
that.
Me trabo un buen.
Say it again, you broke out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I want. I
Okay,
guess.
yeah,
Let me translate this, Franklin, please. Sí,
sure, you.
Julie le preguntó que si ha trabajado en otros países y en otras ciudades. Él dice que sí, en varias ciudades de Estados Unidos, como ustedes escucharon. Pues bueno, pero que lo importante o lo que se ha encontrado como en Londres es que, pues bueno, ahí fueron un poco más amigables, porque de repente pues, la gente se pone así como que no le gusta que estén filmando o haciendo cosas, ¿no? Pero que eso es prácticamente es lo mismo a donde quiera que vaya. Y pues bueno, a grandes rasgos fue eso. Perdón, porque también me perdí tantito leyendo algunas preguntas que acá quieren hacer. Si algo tienes que agregar, Michelle, por favor.
Hey, Franklin, do you have sorry, what?
Can I add something here for everybody?
Sure.
So I have worked with, as a model, as an actor, I have worked with all sorts of people. Even when I was in Bangkok, I worked with a Russian model, I worked with an Asian model. In the US, I have worked with Black models. I have worked with Ecuadorian model, Colombian models. I have worked with Mexican actress. I have actually directed an actress. She was in some, I don't even know, like soap opera or something in Mexico. She was auditioning for it. I have learned this. If you respect other people, because respect means different things to different people. In some cultures, asking somebody, hey, can I get you a glass of water? They think you respected them. Some people have a different idea of respect. If you just share respect and love, I think every country, every continent and city, people like that. People appreciate that and people remember that. And that's what my experience has been, working with people from different backgrounds.
Sí, bueno, dijo que quería agregar algo más, que que él ha trabajado en Bangkok, cuando estuvo allá en Bangkok, trabajó con diferentes, haciendo modelaje con diferentes agencias, con una agencia rusa, y bueno, también estuvo trabajando con incluso una agencia ecuatoriana, colombiana, con diferentes, de diferentes nacionalidades. Y bueno, también estuvo trabajando con una actriz mexicana que me parece que había hecho alguna telenovela acá en México. Y bueno, después de todo esto, es lo que ha aprendido entre todas estas culturas, la importancia que es respeto, como pedir algo así muy simple, como pedir un vaso con agua, por favor. Entonces, para él lo que es respeto y amor es lo que hace grande de todas las culturas, que haya mejor comunicación.
Thank you, Franklin. I got a question. I mean, our friend Cher, she wants to know something. She says that your voice is like a storyteller. Are you a storyteller? Storyteller?
Yes, Julio. So this is what I learned, and I always believed that an actor or an actress must be a storyteller, right? When you play Hamlet, I don't know a lot of Mexican literature, so I'm going to just give an example of Shakespeare. So when you play Hamlet, when you play Othello, no matter you're playing a killer or you're playing a savior, even if you're playing Jesus Christ, you are telling a story and you are representing that character. Even if you're playing Judas, if you don't play Judas well, if you don't play Judas as evil as Judas could be, Jesus Christ is not glorified, right? Judas, because of Judas, Jesus dies and then he resurrects. So I think that, and it took me training, like my voice, I don't think when as a kid, my voice was like this. I went through voice trainings and I still every day, or if not every day, every second day, when I go to workout, I consider voice workout is also important. So working on your voice or whatever training you have, different voices have different trainings. It's important to develop your voice like a storyteller because that makes your acting more compelling, more convincing, more truthful. Whether or not you play villain or hero, it has to be very deep, grounded, and compelling.
Sí, dice que es muy importante hacer el trabajo de la voz, trabajar en ella, porque es muy importante cualquier papel que tú estés interpretando de Shakespeare, de Othello, Hamlet, incluso si interpretas al propio Judas o cualquier otro villano, es muy importante que trabajes con la voz, la sepas manejar, justo para hacerlo con verdad, con convencimiento. Thanks, Franklin. Siguiente, ¿quién quiere hacer otra pregunta?
Yes, I have. It's not like a question. It's more to, do you remember, Franklin, last time we met? I gave you a couple of books because
yes, I do.
Couldn't put in my luggage. I had many things to bring to Mexico, so
right.
yeah, I couldn't bring the books.
Actually, one of those books I just gave to my DP, the guy who's director of photography on TV show. He's reading one of your books. So it's a great opportunity when you bless somebody and share the blessing. So I like that, sharing, it develops a connection, right?
Sí, bueno, le pregunté que si recordaba la última vez que nos vimos, que le di unos libros porque ya no los podía poner en mi equipaje, que dice que bueno, que sí se acuerda, ¿no? Pero que de hecho uno de esos libros se los dio a alguien de la producción que trabajó con él, ¿no? Entonces, esta parte, como dijo, que es importante cuando tú das una bendición, bueno, eso como que se transmite, es lo que entendí. Se pasa la transmisión a otra, se pasa la bendición a otra persona. Yeah. ¿Quién tiene alguna otra pregunta? Yesenia, ¿quieres
Franklin,
preguntar algo?
Yesenia has a question for you.
Ah, okay.
Hello, good evening. My name is Yesenia. I'm from Peru. Thanks for your time. I have a question about the emotional charge in the actor. Do you think it's important keep an emotional charge from your personal experiences to perform the character, about the limits between your personal emotions and all the emotions the character has? Do you think it's important to create a limit to don't let that the character steal your emotions?
I think it depends, first of all, what kind of role you're playing, right? Having an emotion or access to emotion is very important, because if you don't have an access to emotion, your acting will not be compelling, especially if you're on a close-up on a TV or film. So what you're saying is, from your past experiences, method actors do that, right? You can also, for example, if you're playing a character where you are killing somebody and in your past experience, you have not killed anyone, so you don't have that experience. So that means you don't have an emotional memory to recreate that moment. So in that case, you have different techniques. You would go with as if, what could happen if I were to kill? Or you will use a substitute. As an example will be, what will be like killing a cockroach, but instead of killing a cockroach, if it's a play where you got to kill somebody, so you will kill that person as if you're killing a cockroach, because cockroach is bad. So you see the consequences that if you don't kill cockroach, it's gonna create some sickness or disease. So when you think of the outcome, okay, if I don't kill this bug, as an example, a virus as an example, we have struggling virus these days. So what's going to happen is I would get sick or I might die. In order to save me or protect me or my family, I gotta kill the virus. That is an emotion, right? So you are playing with the idea of saving yourself. Result will be the same, whether you believe in the outcome or you believe in the past. Past means that if somebody, you say in the story, somebody killed someone you loved, somebody raped somebody, so you were taking a revenge. If you play with that idea on camera, result will be the same. If you play with the future idea, if I don't kill this person, I might be in trouble, the result will be same. But yes, emotion is important. I don't think it's important where does it come from your past, future, or imagination, but it should be there. Does it help?
Yesenia, ¿nos ayudas con tu traducción de tu pregunta y tu respuesta, please?
What did you say, Julio? Sorry.
I told Yesenia to translate.
Okay. Le pregunté acerca de que si las emociones son importantes a la hora de desarrollar el carácter con respecto a qué tanto de tu personalidad o de tus experiencias vividas como persona puedes volcar a tu personaje y hasta qué punto hay un límite, si es bueno ponerse el límite, porque claro, hay que también evitar que el personaje te robe las emociones y te desgaste emocionalmente. Ahora, la respuesta sí invito a que la puedan manifestar, porque en parte sí entendí acerca de que hay mucho que ver con la memoria emotiva, esto es Stanislavski, según tengo entendido, en donde si no has asesinado a nadie, pues como que no te va a salir muy bien ser un asesino, entonces tienes que buscar otro soporte emocional, hacer cierta búsqueda de ciertos elementos de la historia e involucrarte un poco más con esa historia que con tus propias vivencias. Al menos eso es lo que yo entendí. Si estoy bien o si estoy completamente equivocada, si me lo pueden confirmar, por favor.
Sí, bueno, también dijo que, okay, que si no tienes esa experiencia de matar a alguien, puedes pensar en qué tal si, ¿no? y puso el ejemplo, según yo entendí, por ejemplo, de una cucaracha, ¿no? Pensar las consecuencias que tendrían para ti matarla, ¿no? Si no la matas, bueno, puede ser porque las cucarachas a veces traen como virus, ¿no? Justamente lo que estamos pasando en estos tiempos, ¿no? Pero podría ser ese un ejemplo y tratar como de trasladarlo a la situación del asesinato, ¿no? Pensando cómo te sentirías en matar a una cucaracha, ¿no?
En resumen, chicos, Franklin nos está hablando del mágico sí que nos marca Stanislavski. Si ustedes saben de Stanislavski, él nos habla del mágico sí, como lo dice Michelle. ¿Qué pasaría si, obviamente, yo no he matado a nadie, o yo como actor no he asesinado a nadie como persona, pero qué pasaría si? Entonces me tengo que meter en esa situación para generar todas estas emociones. Gracias, Yesenia. Okay, Franklin, Cher has another question for you, and she says, um, uh, have you been trying to work for Netflix?
So this is where Netflix, the film we are making right now, the film we actually filmed in 2019, the one Michael was a part of, that was filmed on a red camera. If you guys understand the camera, where some of the production outlets like Netflix, they got married to certain cameras. They want certain cameras to be used if you want to sell product to them. But also Netflix has less viewership than Amazon Prime. So for us, because see, I don't know how Mexico works. I'm just talking about the US. Because in the US, what we do is everybody who has an Amazon Prime, we order everything online and our streaming is free with it. So for this TV show, we decided to go with Amazon Prime rather than Netflix, because Amazon Prime, almost everybody watches. Netflix, everybody doesn't watch, because I just don't know why. It's $10 a month, but still people share. I personally, I am confessing, I don't have my Netflix account. I'm sharing with 3-4 friends. No one takes it serious. But Amazon, everybody has their own account, because I keep ordering everything I order, even like hair gel, online. So I used to think Netflix is a big thing a couple of years ago. That's why for Ascension movie, I used particular camera so it could go to Netflix. But now I dropped that idea, because everybody wants their projects to be seen by more people. And Amazon is expanding. So I kind of like more Amazon than Netflix right now.
Bueno, dice
Julio, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
When you were talking, you talked about Stanislavski, right?
Yeah. I said something about him because you talked about him when you said you answered to Yesenia about the emotion thing, the emotional thing that the actor has to have, to work. Right. What if I murder someone, right?
Well, yes, because no, the reason I got interested, I did study at Moscow Art Theater, and I did study with the teachers who come from the lineage, who, if you trace back, they're from Moscow. Actually, the teachers are from Moscow, and I did study with the drama school. So I was trained in their Russian Stanislavski system also.
Okay, cool. But you know what? I think nowadays there's no any pure technique. I think a lot of techniques mixed together to create a character or to do my work, right? As an actor.
Yes. So what I did was I 100% agree with you. There is a method actor I know. We recently were discussing the same thing. He teaches in New York City. He's a teacher. And he believes the younger generation doesn't even need long trainings, 2 years or 3 years.
Okay.
So this is what I did. I created my own kind of technique where I studied Japanese pseudo judo. It's a little bit different than judo karate, because Japanese is a judo karate martial arts, right? So pseudo judo is martial arts, but it helps you develop more presence and containing the breath work. So I studied that for probably a couple 2 years, and then I took that and then I added that to the voice training and using sense memory, which method actors do, and some of it with the as if, which is a practical aesthetics. So I created my own a simple, short, instant acting technique. And the reason is, if you audition for US TVs, let's say Blue Blood, Law and Order, network shows, they don't give you a lot of time to memorize lines and all. They will give you a script at night, and tomorrow they will say, come and we'll film it. So you don't have time to really sit and underline and all that. So what works? Like, so the question I think I had was, what is the fastest way to be on your feet and still do the convincing acting, which has the emotion in it? So you are right that these days, the better for you is to make your own acting technique, whatever works for you. And if that means don't think, just don't think, just act, right?
Okay, let me translate all that, please. Bueno,
Okay, you're doing great.
thank you. Bueno, él me preguntaba que si hablé de Stanislavski cuando les traduje. Bueno, le dije que sí, del mágico sí, todo esto, y yo le pregunté que hoy días, bueno, hoy en la actualidad no existe una técnica realmente pura, y él está de acuerdo conmigo. Dice que incluso él trabajó o estudió con maestros en Moscú directamente y luego acá en Nueva York, y que él ha creado incluso su propia técnica que incluye pseudo judo, something like that, que es una técnica de los japonesa que viene, thanks, que viene de las artes marciales del japonés como el judo, pero que esto le da mucha más presencia, que incluso a él le funciona, ¿sí? Cuando dice que haces una audición, pues bueno, no tienes el tiempo suficiente para memorizar todo esto, pero que si usas la presencia y mezclas, metes la emoción, bueno, puedes hacer un buen casting, una buena audición. Y que ¿qué otra cosa? Bueno, y previo a eso...
de los estudiantes.
¿Cuáles
de 2, 3
estudiantes?
años. Bueno, perdón. No, dijo que también estaban discutiendo los maestros que tal vez ya no es necesario estudiar una carrera de 2, 3 años. Entonces, por eso también ha ido como diseñando su propia técnica, porque, bueno, cuando pasa que cuando trabajas para una serie de televisión como La Ley y el Orden, así, todo este tipo de series, no te dan tiempo para estudiar tu personaje. De hecho, te dan el libreto una noche antes y pues tú tienes que, con ese tiempo, pues estar sobre, ¿cómo se dice? Sentirte seguro y pues, pues trabajarlo, ¿no? Entonces, por eso es que dijo que esta técnica, que yo entendí, la de judo, le ha estado ayudando.
Sí, que la mezcla con lo que él está haciendo con el entrenamiento de la voz. Y ya me acordé, la respuesta anterior que fue a la pregunta de Cher, es si había intentado trabajar para Netflix. Él dice que no, que él lo que ha hecho hasta ahora pues es con Amazon, porque Amazon en Estados Unidos, bueno, está muy fuerte y además se está expandiendo, y esa es la razón por la cual él decidió trabajar para Amazon, ¿sí? Y no para Netflix. No sabe la situación como es en México, si Netflix o Amazon, pero por lo menos allá donde él vive, Amazon es la número 1 y se sigue expandiendo, y el público que a pesar, no entiende por qué a pesar de que cobran $10 Netflix, pues la gente no es muy asidua a contratar Netflix, ¿no? Que se va más por Amazon, porque además te ofrecen lo que acá también tenemos, servicio de paquetería y todos esos servicios, que además el streaming viene gratuitamente con lo que pagas, ¿no? Okay, Franklin, I think I finished translating everything you said.
Man, I wish I could learn more Spanish. I only learned a few words, and I still need to learn more Spanish.
Don't worry. Thank you so much. Let me see Who else has a question for you?
Sure.
¿Quién más tiene una pregunta,
Yesenia.
chicos?
Again.
Yesenia.
Yesenia.
Again.
Yeah.
Yesenia.
Welcome. No problem.
Well, I'm a questions maker. As a technical knowledge, did you have to learn some tools to improve your production? For example, video edition programs or audio edition programs?
Did you say video editing and all that?
Video edition programs, programas para edición de video, audio edition programs, programas para edición de audio. Is necessary to learn it, or do you work with staff who helps you about it?
Sorry, I need a little bit help. It's audition.
I
You're
can-
talking about audition
No.
or
Okay. Can I help you, Yesenia? See, well, Yesenia is asking you if you have to learn like video editing, or all the technical things to edit your
oh
video,
yeah, video.
or you have your
well,
stuff.
No, I personally I have a staff because I did learn when I was in film school, because I have to have in knowledge. So if I'm the producer behind a show, let's say TV show, if there's a mistake, I should be able to right away tell that's wrong. So I had that theoretical knowledge because when I went to film school, New York University, NYU, I did learn, but now it's been years. I don't do that because these days I am so busy. I have 5 or 6 editors who do editing of TV show. Then I have 2 editors. One editor is working on the film Ascension, which is not ready yet. Then I have film editors are different. So I don't do that myself. I learned it, but I don't practice it. So if you give me your video and say, Franklin, edit it, I can't do that. Yes, if you show me a video that, hey, do you think it's edited well? Is it okay? It needs some help, then I can see it. Because I think one of the things is when you're head of a production, head of anything, even head of a school, head of a country, you should know more than the people who are subordinate to you. Otherwise, you're stupid, dumb. I mean, a lot of people have dumb leaders, but as a leader, you should be excellent. That's why I keep up learning. So if a lot of people send me scripts. Even today, I was reading a script before that. I have to be smarter than the writer to tell them how to make it better. Do I write it myself? No. I mean, once in a while, I would write an episode if I have time, but usually I don't edit, I don't write, I don't do technical work. I have staff.
Okay. ¿Traduces, Yesenia, o voy yo? Ok, gracias. Bueno, Yesenia le estaba preguntando a Franklin que si él tuvo que aprender cuestiones técnicas como edición de video, todo eso. Y bueno, dice Franklin que sí, él aprendió eso porque cuando estaba estudiando dirección, pero que, bueno, él en la actualidad tiene un staff de producción. Claro que él tiene los conocimientos, digamos, teóricos aquí en la cabeza, pero ya tiene tiempo que no hace ese trabajo. Dice bueno, si alguien llega y le da, oye, Franklin, ¿me puedes editar este video? Probablemente él no lo haga, pero si le piden que él revise algo ya editado, tal vez sí puede dar unas sugerencias, ¿no? Porque, digo, es parte de la carrera, ¿no? De edición. Perdón, de la carrera de dirección. Y también dijo que a veces que, bueno, tiene unos sus subordinados, pero a veces el problema es que ellos no tienen un buen líder. Entonces, por eso es que a él le preocupa siempre estar, bueno, tener conocimiento sobre el tema para hacer cualquier indicación o sugerencia. Pero sí, bueno, en la actualidad dice que realmente no tiene tiempo, de hecho, para dedicarse a esa parte de la producción. I have ¿alguien quiere preguntarle algo?
Irving have a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sorry, I had no Wi-Fi, and I don't know if someone already asked before, but I want to know what is the most rewarding job you have done?
Mhm.
I think Irvin's audio just broke out.
I think
Um,
Irving, can you repeat your
Yeah.
question, please?
yeah, I said that what is the most rewarding job you have done so far?
Rewarding job, right? Rewarding.
Yeah.
I think directing is really rewarding. And I personally, even I'm working with in our TV show, there's an actress, she's been acting for the past, I want to say 3 months. And she reminded me, she said in the last season, we're filming season 3, in season 2, she said I gave her a note. And she's a trained actor. She studied at UCB, which is a very famous improv theater comedy training actor in New York City. But a lot of times, I think if as a director, you tell them something to do, there are two kinds of director. First, they will tell the cast to do this, but then there are directors, they will explain them to why it's important to do that. So whenever I have a time, I tell them this is why it's important to act this way or do this thing. And a lot of time when I have done that, maybe not the same day, later on, they will tell me that, hey, this is something I learned from you, which was really different. And it has helped me on my career, on my journey. And that's very rewarding, I think, because you make a difference in somebody's life by helping them become better in their own craft.
Mhm.
Irving, that helps. Does this answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ok, voy. Bueno, Irving le preguntó que cuál es el trabajo más gratificante que ha hecho hasta ahora. Entonces, bueno, Franklin dice que todos los trabajos como que él ha dirigido pues son gratificantes, ¿no? Pero que hubo uno donde trabajó, ayudó en un capítulo para la tercera temporada de un capítulo, perdón, el capítulo de la tercera temporada, y dijo que trabajó con una actriz, ¿no? Que le estuvo haciendo muchas preguntas y esta actriz tenía un buen entrenamiento, parece que había trabajado en una compañía que se llama NBC. Y bueno, la ayudó y dice que es gratificante cuando después se le acercan y le dice, oye Franklin, gracias, esto lo aprendí pues, gracias a ti, esto salió muy bien gracias a ti. Entonces es lo que para él es algo gratificante cuando sus conocimientos ayudan a otras personas.
Franklin, I have an interesting question for you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What has been the production that you have most enjoyed making?
The TV show Roommates.
Mm. That's a current TV show, right? I mean, you are
Yes.
working on
Yeah,
that.
it will be. I think okay, so this is what I do. I post shorter videos on my Instagram, YouTube, but the longer version episodes will go on Prime, Amazon Prime, probably in 2 to 3 months. I think that has been the most fun. Really, I don't feel tired. I get up at 5:36 all day. We film like other TV shows, which are New York-based shows. They all have a style of filming. So they film 10 to 12 page on one day. We do the same thing. And it's just fun because it's funny, it's comedy, but still it has emotion, it has range, it has a truthful acting. That's really enjoyable. Yeah.
And where you can see?
It will be ready on it will be on Amazon Prime,
Oh,
but not
amazing.
yet. If you want to see the shorter videos from the longer episodes, like just the cuts, they are on my they are also on my website, but they're also, this is the website. I think it's
Okay,
called
thank you.
Yeah, and also like it's very easy. If you type my name, it will be on Instagram or Facebook. It will be there. Yeah.
Okay.
Bueno, ok, bueno,
Michelle,
Ángel
help
le
me with the
preguntó,
translation.
ajá, Ángel le preguntó a Franklin que cuál es el trabajo, el show que además ha disfrutado y bueno, Franklin dice Roommates, que es un programa donde él está trabajando actualmente. Dice que pueden ver pequeños cortos en sus cuentas, en sus redes sociales, o el capítulo completo están en Amazon. Y bueno, que pues, es divertido, es comedia, pero incluso que sea comedia, pues que hay actuaciones muy reales, que es un buen programa. Y bueno, nos escribió aquí abajo por si Ángel le preguntó dónde podemos verlo. Entonces digo, bueno, pueden aquí ver los cortos en mis redes sociales y escribió su página personal. Hey, Franklin, I have another question. So, do you have
Yeah.
like a specific genre that you like? I mean, you like more comedy or drama or?
It has changed. 5 years ago, when I was in acting school, my teachers always told me, even before the school, my acting coach, that I can be great in drama, intense roles, the serious roles. But I began comedy in 20, I did a comedy sketch probably in 2018. And then this year when we began filming this show, because we had plans to film other shows in 2018. We were not able to film 2019. We were not able to film 2020 was a COVID. So I wasn't sure. When people began liking it, I began enjoying. So nowadays I'm enjoying comedy too. But I think I switched. I enjoy drama also. It just maybe I'm blessed. I should be thankful that I can handle both the genres. So far I am. So I'm enjoying both, like serious drama and comedy. Oh.
Ajá. Ok, bueno, yo le pregunté a Franklin que si él tiene un género en particular que le gusta más, ¿no? Si drama, comedia. Y bueno, dice que ha cambiado, que hace 5 años, sus maestros de actuación le dijeron que él era bueno en drama especialmente y pero que como que se ha tenido que mover por lo que ha pasado, ¿no? Con lo de la pandemia. Dice que por el 2018 estaba haciendo algo de drama, ¿no? Pero tuvo que parar por el 2019, 2020 se dio cuenta él que como que a la gente le gustaba la comedia, entonces fue cuando empezó a hacer como el cambio de drama a comedia, pero él siente que puede manejar muy bien ambos géneros.
Julie have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope my internet works better now. And I'd like to know, what's the thing you enjoy the most about directing and acting? Like you say, oh, I love this and I live for this.
I think some people. So what I had to learn was, this long time I learned, either you could be a leader or you could be a manager. People are gifted that ways. There are very few people who could be leaders and managers. Leaders are visionaries. They vision how a thing could be done. Managers make it happen. Actors are managers. You manage the content. Directors are visionary. They think how a content should be done. I used to enjoy acting more because I thought, oh, you don't have to do a lot of things. Just do what the director says, right? But now, the more I have done, I am enjoying both, because in both the positions, it's like a family, right? You'll be a daughter, a girl could be a daughter, sister, but one day she could also be a mother, right? And when a mother will go back to her parents, she will always be a daughter to her parents. So if you can handle both the roles, that's the greatest thing. And I think that's why Shakespeare said all the world's a stage, and then he talks about all the relationships. So these days I am truly enjoying directing. I'm acting both.
Julie, ¿puedes traducir tú, por favor? Gracias.
Sí, pues yo le pregunté qué era lo que más disfrutaba de actuar y de dirigir al mismo tiempo, que era lo que le decía como, por esto vivo, ¿no? Y pues él me comenta que los directores son como los visionarios, los que dicen, yo me imagino esto de esta forma, y los actores son los que hacen las cosas suceder. Y pues él dijo, al principio él estaba más actuar porque decía, pues solo hago caso de lo que los directores dicen y ya. Pero con el tiempo empezó a disfrutar ambas cosas por igual y nos menciona que es como una familia, ¿no? Que eres la hija, pero también puedes ser la mamá de alguien, pero cuando regresas con tus papás, vuelves a ser la hija y es como un equilibrio, un balance y pues que él disfruta ambas cosas ahora y pues eso.
¿Alguien tiene una pregunta? Si no,
Franklin, what advice could you give to all these young students who are interested in improving in the world of acting and production?
So this is what I have learned. And I have seen a lot of people going through some struggles, and I'm sure all of you have too. If you want to be an actor, consider it a ministry, a community service. You are telling somebody's story, which will be true, even if it's fiction. Somebody has gone through that experience, which you are sharing either on stage, television, or film, right? So keep that in your mind, that you are telling a story of someone to change the lives of those who are watching it. And it can be changed in an entertaining way too, like comedy. It has pain in it, but people laugh, right? Don't go in with the mindset of becoming a celebrity or a star, because I think that's something you leave up to God. Blessings come from above. Your job is to do your role faithfully. And then people will come. You might find a better opportunity, you might find money, everything. But a starting point should be good. If you work hard, you lay the foundation. If a foundation of a construction or a building is stronger, everything will be stronger later on. So starting off as a young actor, make sure your foundation storyteller. You are telling somebody's story to change lives of those who are watching it.
Yes. Yes.
Ok, bueno, le dijo Ángel que qué es lo que le podría aconsejar a todos nosotros que queremos cambiar el mundo del espectáculo, ¿no? Y él dice que, bueno, lo más importante como actor, pues, es tener siempre en mente que la historia que tú vas a contar es la historia que tal vez alguien ya vivió y que esa misma historia tal vez va a cambiar la vida de aquellos que lo van a ver, porque si tú lo haces desde el punto de vista porque quiero dinero, quiero ser, o quiero fama, pues bueno, será muy distinto. Entonces bueno, pues lo más importante es eso, a grandes rasgos fue lo que mencionó. Okay, Franklin, if you have a few more minutes for us, I got a question for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, I'm
Sure.
sorry, Yesenia first, please. Yesenia, go.
Okay,
sorry.
sure. Let her.
Go, Yesenia, go.
Don't worry. Thank you. In a production or when you are creating or in the process of the creation in the production, do you think it's important that the actors make suggestions and work about the suggestions as a director, and maybe change some part of the screenplay, or do you prefer being faithfully only with the screenplay and just one direction to work? I mean, do you accept the actor's suggestions to maybe improve the rolling or the story, or do you prefer only respect or use only or work about the line of the screenplay only?
I think it depends on a situation. It's a different from situation to situation. For example, if I am directing 20 episodes in a season of a TV show, I have read those 20 episodes. I have seen acting. I have seen the arc of the story. And if tomorrow, let's say I have an actress and she says, I think you should not talk about dogs. You know, I hear a dog barking in somebody's background, right? And if an actress says to me, no, it was like, so it's an ambience, right? So we hear dog barking. And if she says to me, oh, I think we should not have dog in our script, she might not know that that puppy or dog has been barking for the past 3 months. The director might know it. So she should be very careful approaching that rather than saying, oh, I don't like dogs, so it should not be in the script. A lot of people do that. If it's a phraseology, so this is what I say to the actor. If there's a phrase, let's say when you get, is everybody over 18 in the thing, right? In the group? Yeah, okay. So I learned a Spanish word carajo, and somebody told me it's not a good word, right? And if you get angry, you go through some sort of emotion where you end up saying carajo, right? And the script has a different word, and an actor says to me, is it okay if I say carajo because that will sound and look more natural? I would say yes. Because in English also people would say shit, they will say other words, screw you, F word, and all that. And different people use different words, right? And that suits them. That's because even New York has different accents. Brooklyn has different, Bronx has different, Queens has different. But I think sometimes people make suggestion without knowing. I was talking to the actress yesterday, we were filming, and there was, I said, add ramen there. And she said, but my character doesn't eat ramen. I said, yes, 4 months ago, we filmed your episode. You said you always eat ramen. She said, I don't remember. So her arguing was just wasted of time because she did not remember it. And I have to remember those things. That's why I say that being a leader, it's so difficult because you have to remember every nuance, especially if it's an episodic, like we have 100 episodes so far. And if you keep on changing, the character drinks Fanta, and then after 30th episode, he or she's drinking Coca-Cola, that's bad. It should not be like that, unless you tell that she changed her desire to drink Fanta or whatever drink. So I think in that case, there should be enough room for everybody to say their opinion, but the cast should be careful because usually director or producer has more knowledge of the project than the cast, unless the cast has been involved from the beginning. These days, like we film, every TV show does the same, every film does the same, every actor is not involved in every scene, so they don't really the changes we have made to rest of the script. You might have read the whole script from 150 or 2 pages, but if it got directors wanting to say something, is probably based on that. Since production is so expensive, every minute is so important. It just depends what situation is. And sometimes I listen, sometimes I say, hey, listen, don't argue. You don't understand why I'm asking you to do this or say this. So it's totally subjective and it depends on the situation.
Yesenia le preguntó que si durante el proceso de grabación, de filmación, es correcto que los actores hagan sugerencias para cambiar el libreto, o él prefiere que mejor todos sigan lo que ya está escrito, ¿no? en el guión. Y Franklin dice, bueno, depende, ¿no? Depende de la situación. Él sí está abierto a cambios, pero puso, por ejemplo, dice, si llevan 30 capítulos grabando, ¿no? De una serie, y en varios capítulos se ha estado escuchando de fondo de algún vecino probablemente que está ladrando un perro, aunque eso no está en el libreto, lo del perro, pero dice, una actriz tal vez puede sugerir, ok, oye, en los últimos capítulos escucha un perro, tal vez como que deberíamos usar eso, ¿no? Hacer ese cambio ahí en el libreto, ¿no? O también dice, bueno, hay veces que hay palabras, como se esta del carajo, que esas palabras hacen al actor sentirlo como más en la situación. Entonces, tal vez ese tipo de cambios sí se pueden hacer, ¿no? Pero por eso es que es muy importante el papel del director, porque tiene mucha responsabilidad. Y bueno, está en el otro caso. Hay veces que que los actores piden hacer sugerencias cuando ellos no han estado en toda la serie, entonces no conocen lo que pasó en capítulos anteriores. Entonces, por eso, si quieren hacer cualquier comentario, digo, finalmente hay espacio suficiente para todos, ¿no? Los comentarios, pero si quieres hacer algún cambio, es muy importante que conozcas toda la historia, ¿no? Toda la producción. Eso fue lo que dijo la última parte, no recuerdo justo lo último. Pero dice que sí, o sea, él está abierto a eso, pero hay que saber, ¿no? Hay que tener conocimiento para hacer cualquier sugerencia, cambio.
Ok, chavos, ¿alguien tiene alguna otra pregunta? ¿Alguien? Si no, para hacer mi pregunta final.
Okay.
Yo. Cielo, vas.
Quería preguntarle de cuál ha sido su momento estético, o sea, este momento que es como de catarsis, que nos pasa a muchos, que es como el momento en el que tienes una reflexión profunda, o que es como, o sea, ese momento en el que tienes el contacto con el arte, que es como la obra, o sea, puede no ser la mejor obra, pero para ti es la obra, o sea, ¿cuál sería como, cuándo fue su momento estético? ¿Cuál fue? Y sería eso. No sé si me expliqué.
Sí, creo que sí, nada más tengo un problemita con la palabra catarsis. ¿Alguien sabe la traducción de catarsis?
It's the same pronunciation. Digo, es lo mismo catarsis en español que en inglés.
Catharsis? Okay,
sí.
Let me go for it. Okay, Franklin, Cielo wants to know something about you. She wants to know which is the most important or specific play or movie maybe that make you catharsis. You know that word, catharsis?
I know that word. Yeah.
Okay, that maybe
Yeah.
it changed your life or changed your mind or something like that.
You know, it's very difficult to answer that question because I am a movie freak, and there's not even one movie. It's just like so many movies. Like, for example, Les Miserables, like Les Mis. And that's something that really touched me. It's about your call, what we were talking about early, that if you do your job well, commit to the cause, that's more important, right? And yeah, Les Mis is one of the movies, and it's very difficult to say, but I believe a lot of movies change me. A lot of movies impact me, and that's why whatever I make, I try to make it in a way that it changes life. Even if it's a comedy video, it should, I think.
Ok, bueno, pues que realmente es él como un cinéfilo, pues ve muchas películas y realmente pues, no hay una que le pueda, que le ha hecho cambiar. Ha habido muchísimas que le ha gustado ver siempre y cuando sean bien hechas y que la causa sea hacerlas bien. Pues bueno, él le ha gustado muchísimas películas. Si alguien quiere agregar algo más que se me haya ido de esta respuesta. ¿No? Ok. Julie, Michelle, ¿no? Ok, bueno. ¿Alguien más
I
tiene
think
algo?
the lame is translated in a lot of languages, right?
How do you spell it?
It's French spelling. Let me actually type it here. Les Miserables, but
Los Miserables. Ok, thank
yeah, but
you.
people call it Les Mis, right?
Oh, sorry, I
Yes.
didn't get that. Ok, sí, Los Miserables entonces fue su...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, in short, people call it Les Mis, but it's Les Miserables, and I can't even say. Probably you can say it correctly. I just call it. A lot of people Les Mis. They call it like chips, Lays, Les Mis.
Ok, sorry, I got confused about that. Sí, bueno, pues Los Miserables, pero en realidad ha visto muchas otras cosas y eso fue. Ok, thanks, Franklin,
Yeah. Absolutely.
for the answer. ¿Alguien más tiene alguna otra pregunta?
Chicos,
No.
¿alguien más tiene otra pregunta? ¿No?
Yo,
Pamela, go.
sí. Until today, do you keep discovering about yourself doing acting and directing?
Always, every moment, every day. I think it's that's why one should be so committed. Like I keep my phone away. I tell my so I don't have mother. I talk to my father every day, but I tell them next to these 2 days I'm just filming. I try to go to bed early that day. For example, tomorrow we are filming, so I will go to bed early tonight. No alcohol. Even tomorrow, I just do 1 cup of caffeine. I drink a lot of water, so my mind processes and it's engaged. I don't do filming or acting as a job because I go with a mindset of learning and growing. So every moment, every scene we film, I try to think, what did I learn in that? And yes, so I do that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Traducción, Pamela, no te hagas, ándale.
No tequila, right?
Bueno, a ver si le entendí bien. Dice que si siempre, bueno, yo le pregunté que si hasta hoy sigue descubriendo sobre él a través de la actuación y la dirección, y él me dijo que sí, que siempre está aprendiendo y que él trata, a ver si lo entendí, que él trata de ser mejor siempre después de cada grabación, y que de hecho, bueno, a ver, de hecho deja como de tomar y que toma mucha agua, y se prepara mentalmente para hacer mejor sus grabaciones, su trabajo mejor, perdón. Y sí, eso.
¿Puedo añadir tantito? Bueno, también dijo que, pues que sí, que platica esto, aunque su mamá ya no está, pero platica diario con su papá sobre esto y bueno, que le gusta dormirse temprano, ¿no? Dijo que a las 10 de la noche le gusta dormirse y de hecho mañana tiene que trabajar. Ya, you have to work tomorrow. ¿Y qué más, Julio? Perdón.
Lo más importante es eso, después de cada grabación, qué fue lo que aprendió hoy y qué es lo que lo va a hacer crecer. Okay, Franklin, I got my last question because I know you have many things to do and it's different time from here. So my question is, as a director, what do you look for in every single actor or actress when they go to an audition? what do you look for? What do you see? What do you ask for them?
So this is a very, very important question, actually, especially for all the actors and as you running a school.
Yeah, that's why I ask him,
Yeah,
because I am an actor, so I need to
it's
know.
not even me. It's not even me. I
Okay,
think
yeah.
the whole industry is changing. Even commercial casting directors will tell you the same. I was in London 2 years ago. They were telling me the same. Everybody who cast talent these days, they look for people who listen more and who are more friendly, who are more approachable. We don't really care. I don't. So, for example, this is New York City, and those of you guys who have lived here or studied here, you know, every person is an actor here, trained actor. Everybody went to Columbia and wait. So I don't really care how best somebody can act. A lot of people who care these days is it easy to get along with people? Because again, production is so expensive. No one wants diva type people on set. If somebody's gonna come and they say, oh, you know, I don't drink this kind of coffee, I need this kind of coffee, I am tired, I need fan. So people these days like people who could become and work like their friends, but still maintaining a respect and understanding that director or producer is an authority. They understand the needs of the show or film more than me. Whatever they want, I will do that, or I will try my best. And let me tell you this thing, which is an experience also. The This is an example, and please translate it, because there's an actress, and if she would say, the director would say, could you shout at him or yell at him? And she would say, I don't think I can do that. No one will ever have back in the, even I will not, never. Instead, if she says, you know, I think my vocal range is not that high, I don't know if I can shout, could you help me do that? Every director knows how to help breathing and voice. That's the best approach. How you talk to director or producer is more important than just telling them or showing them that I know everything, I went to this school, or I have 4 years of masters. No one really cares about that anymore.
Okay, thanks. Let me translate this. Yo le pregunté que él como director, ¿qué es lo que busca en sus actores, en sus actrices cuando van a hacer una audición? Pues él dice que es una pregunta importante, sobre todo porque pues todos los que estamos acá buscamos eso, ¿no? Hacer actores y estar en audiciones. Y él dice que es igual, tanto para él como para todos los directores, incluso en Londres, a donde él ha ido, ¿no? Que lo que los directores hoy día buscan es que son personas que escuchen, que sepan escuchar, personas con las que se pueda llevar bien todo el equipo, que se integre al equipo, que sean, pues, hasta cierto punto amigables, pero sobre todo respetuosos, ¿sí? Y que estén dispuestos a cumplir las necesidades de la producción. Y que hoy día no buscan divas, no buscan personas que digan, ah, yo no tomo cierto tipo de café, ah, yo no quiero esto, ah, yo esto, ¿no? Eso es lo que ellos no quieren. Y que es importante también que ellos ven o que buscan la manera, o ellos ven o se fijan mucho en la manera en que los actores se dirigen hacia los directores, ¿no? Que es más importante eso es lo que actualmente buscan. Si algo se me fue, Michelle, por favor, ayúdame.
Sí, dijo que no importa si tú estuviste en tal escuela, en la mejor escuela, porque de hecho en Nueva York todo el mundo son actores y actores con entrenamiento.
Sí, exacto. Ok. Bueno, si alguien tiene alguna otra pregunta, si no, para despedirlo y decirle muchas gracias. Okay, Franklin, first of all, I want to say thank you because you were here with us, giving us your time and your knowledge, sharing all that. Thank you very much. I promise I will keep in touch with you And I hope you come to Mexico pretty soon to work on something.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys need anything,
thank you.
absolutely. Let me know. If I could be any assistance. It's a pleasure talking to all of you.
Thank you very much, Franklin, for
Yeah,
your time and your support tonight. It has been wonderful. We hope you can join us again soon.
Sure, yes, I did
Thank you
enjoy
so
everybody,
Thank
and
you so
my
much.
best wishes to all of you in your acting careers.
Just remember, Franklin,
Thank
we have a
you.
phrase in Mexico. Mi
Yeah.
casa es tu casa. Did you know that phrase?
Oh, beautiful! I appreciate it. Beautiful. Yes,
Ah,
let's
you
plan.
understand?
Let's hope that this. Hope
I
that
hope
this
you can
virus
visit Peru.
goes away.
Peru, the same in Peru. You
Yeah,
have a
I
house in
will.
Peru,
I
of
will
course.
visit all of you soon.
I hope you can visit Peru and eat the Peruvian food.
Amen.
It's
Thank you.
really delicious.
And
So, yeah,
hopefully we
actually,
can
that's-
help you. We can help you and be present when you come to Mexico. And it's all. Thank you, Franklin.
You're welcome. Yes, that would be great.
Thank you very much, Franklin. Have
All
a
right.
nice
Thank
night.
you.
Good night.
Yeah,
Yes.
have a good night, Franklin.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
You're
night.
welcome. Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Chicos, muchas gracias a todos por estar hoy. Fue una clase padrísima. Muchas gracias, Michelle. Y sí, díganos.
Perdón, no solo para recordar, retomar un poquitito lo que dijo Franklin de que dijo lo mismo que esta Jennifer, que lo que más busca un director es que los actores escuchen. Dijo, bueno, digo, solo para que lo tomemos en cuenta, porque también lo dijo Jennifer. Ok, bueno, eso es todo.
Sí.
Bueno,
Ya
para la
puedes
grabación.
hablar en español, Andrés.
Sí, no, es que si quieren decir algo, ya para cortarle.
No, pues agradecer a Michelle por todo el esfuerzo que ha realizado. De verdad, para mí ha sido una experiencia muy buena poder contactar con actores de otros países y entender sus experiencias, entender que no es tan distinta la realidad de la actuación en un país versus en mi país de origen. Y eso para mí ha sido una gran enseñanza, Michelle. De verdad, te agradezco por esa voluntad que has puesto de querer dar a conocer tus saberes, de dar a conocer también, de ser como un puente, una conexión para que estas personas hayan podido también brindarnos todos sus conocimientos, sus experiencias y sus consejos. De verdad que ha sido un muy buen aporte de tu parte.
Sí, no, gracias, Yesenia, por tus comentarios. Sí, gracias. Qué bueno que te gustó y espero que hayas aprendido mucho, ¿no? Fue muy interesante todo.
Chicos, avisos de una vez.